In more than a decade since the Reformasi, Indonesia has emerged as a regional leader in democracy and is globally recognized for its diversity and pluralism. The government of Indonesia has taken important steps to introduce significant reforms to its structures and institutions, aiming at the gradual establishment of a functioning, participatory, and accountable democratic system. Efforts toward consolidated democracy have been attracting interests of many countries. They have contributed their experience and resources to help build a better Indonesia. Our partner countries such as Australia, Canada, Japan, the Netherlands, Norway, Spain, United Kingdom, the United States of America, and many others have contributed to development of democracy in Indonesia. The United States of America, through USAID, provided election assistance aimed to enhance the integrity and capacity of electoral processes by assisting election management bodies and civil society in conducting free and fair elections. The supports were implemented by International Foundation for Electoral Systems, or IFES, International Republican Institute, IRI, and National Democratic Institute for International Affairs, NDI. Australia has been a strong supporter of Indonesia's democratic transitions since 1999, providing assistance to the law and justice sector and national elections as well as assistance to Indonesia's parliament. Australia also supports Indonesia's efforts to strengthen democracy in the Asia-Pacific region by providing support to the Institute for Peace and Democracy, the implementing arm of the Bali Democracy Forum. In relation to the 2009 elections, with support from Australia, the Netherlands, Canada, United Kingdom, and Spain, UNDP Indonesia and the government of Indonesia implemented a multi-donor program to support Indonesia's democratic elections. This technical assistance initiative seeks to enhance and further consolidate the institutional and professional capacities of the KPU and Bawaslu to enhance the quality of voters' participation in Indonesia's elections and to facilitate the government of Indonesia in coordinating international support to elections in Indonesia. With support from the USAID, the project supported the General Elections Commission in developing and refining electoral procedures and regulations. It also assisted in the conduct of simulation on voting and counting and developed and printed manuals for polling station staff or KPPS and polling officers or PPK for both the legislative and presidential elections. USAID also supported the provision of assistance to the Electoral Oversight and Supervisory Body, Bawaslu, in developing a handbook with all electoral rules and regulations related to election supervision and disputes resolution. Training for the Panwaslu on specific issues and case management was also provided to Panwaslu provincial and district officials through the Partnership for Governance Reform or PGR. To enhance the quality of voters' participation with fund support from SIDA, the project developed a module to be used by civil society organizations as guidelines in conducting voter education and promoting voters' participation in elections and democratic process. With significant funds for support from SIDA, the project provided technical assistance to the Ministry of Home Affairs in conducting mass media voters' education and information campaign. These include an election festival for the youth and first-time voters. The project also developed 2 public service announcements or PSAS and telecasted on 6 national television stations before the legislative elections. Similar efforts was also supported by Japan government through provision of counterpart funds to Ministry of Home Affairs. They developed PSA broadcasted in certain places such as in trains. The project organized a national discussion to support women candidates and campaign events on women in democracy. The FID provided significant support to these activities. The Netherlands, SIDA, and the FID contributed significantly to support the project's grant scheme to CSOs. They provided voter education in remote areas and for the underprivileged communities throughout Indonesia. Past practices and lessons learned from this grant scheme have inspired the Ministry of Home Affairs to develop its own grant selection and approval mechanisms. With significant support from the government of Spain, the project facilitated the coordination mechanism set up by the government of Indonesia in ensuring coherent, timely, and effective international assistance to Indonesia's elections in the light of the 2005 Paris Declaration on Aid Effectiveness. It also developed standard operating procedures on international assistance. These standard operating procedures was further developed as the standard operating procedures for foreign grant mechanism for democracy development in Indonesia. This mechanism provides guidance to ministries, public institutions, local governments, development partners, and non-governmental organizations on grant coordination mechanisms in the management of democracy development programs in Indonesia.